What's good? What's good? I'm back. One and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. So we're about to bring on a special guest. And shouts out to my man Steve Tomahawk, just tuning in. Appreciate you on Instagram. Let's bring on the one and only Markus Murk Suarez. Murk, how you been, man?
Hey man, what's up, my brother?
Look like you in the garage chilling.
Yeah, we chilling in the garage, man. It's raining outside.
How's the weather there?
It's just muggy. It's muggy. It's hot. It's raining, and then the sun comes out and beams you, and then it rains again.
So last time we talked, you were talking about possibly making a move to another fight promotion. I guess you were having issues with BKFC. Were you able to figure those things out?
Where did you hear that from?
I thought you said you were talking about trying to move to BKB or something, possibly.
No, I never
When
said
I
that, man.
interviewed, when you set up that interview with Duran.
No, yeah, no, that wasn't. I'm still in contracts with BKFC.
Okay, so do you have a fight coming up soon, possibly?
Yeah, well, I just had surgery on the shoulder.
Oh, you
We're
just had
11 weeks out.
surgery?
We're 11 weeks out from the shoulder surgery from rotator cuff repair. And we're getting about 4 to 6 months recovery, full recovery. So, I would say next year, to give me a full 100% recovery rate.
Now, is that injury from your last fight or something else?
I had this torn shoulder for a long time.
Okay.
It was time. Yeah, it was time for me to fix it up. I even fought the 3 fights that I had at BKFC with a torn shoulder. And I was supposed to fight May 10th in Utah, and I
Uh-huh.
couldn't. Yeah, there was no way.
Did you know who you were supposed to fight then? Did they
Yeah,
say?
Mike Jones. Mike Jones.
Okay. Mike Jones.
Mike Jones, man.
I don't know if I asked you this, but what's the story behind the name Murk?
Well, my name is Marcus, right?
Yeah.
And before I got into bare knuckle, I was still overweight, and I was trying to come up with a rapper name, like it was a young Mark, young Mark, or little Mark. I don't know, I was just trying to fit
Yeah.
words, and my daughter actually came up with that one. My daughter's been a big factor in everything that's happened to me in my life. But she came up with Merc, and I'm like Merc. Well, Merc means Merkin, Merkin everybody, and it kind of just stuck with me. I even have songs on YouTube with young Merc.
I was just about to ask, do you got songs online?
Just Apple, Spotify. I had DistroKid as my service, man.
Okay.
I was still taking it serious. Everything I do, I take it serious. Everything I do, take it serious to the extreme.
I know there's a few BKFC fighters that actually do music. I mean, El Gallo, I think he does like Latin rap, don't he?
I don't know. I don't know what he does, man. He's a clown.
So let's get into some of your old fights. So you had that one fight, the 28-second KO against Marcus Williamson. Did that change your confidence after that fight, or does it only last like a little while after that fight and then it's on to the next one?
Well, in reality, my last fight gave me confidence.
Okay.
Yeah, the fight with David Simpson. It
Yeah.
taught me. If I was just stuck in my own fight and let the fight come to me, I would have won the fight because David had no gas to come third round.
Yeah.
And I just felt if I would have overcame those damages, I would have able to gas him out in the later rounds. But it taught me the experience that I needed to keep going. That's what I needed. Drew Nolan didn't teach me anything, and Marcus Williams didn't teach me anything, but David Simpson did. So I'm taking this loss very personal, and that's what I'm taking on to my next fight.
Oh, you brought up the Drew Nolan. I mean, that was a doctor stoppage, correct?
It was a doctor
Was
stoppage,
you
and
you were winning that fight up to that point, like point wise and stuff?
I had the knockdown in the first round.
Okay.
Second round was a little even when they started the fight. But I felt like my engines were warming up because I'm a later round guy. I like going into
Yeah.
the late rounds. I'm a third round, fourth round, fifth round type of fighter. I like to pick you apart. You know what I'm saying? You have your knockout artists, you have your people that dance. I like to dance. I like to, what I'm saying, pick my shots. And that's what I do. So I felt like I was winning that fight.
I mean, how discouraging is that when you know that you're winning a fight and the doctor stops it?
Well, that's the part of the game, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know that once you start bleeding, it's to game time. You know what I'm saying? It's finish the fight. And again, I don't have the experience to adjust in the fight, knowing that. You know what I mean? Because people that have experience will adjust quick. I thought I had time. I thought you know what I'm saying, it could last. I didn't know how bad it was. Until they saw it and they stopped it.
And so up to this point, you feel like David Simpson's been your toughest fight, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Of course.
And
A
you
fight. A
watched his
fight.
last. Go ahead.
I fight that could have been easily winnable if I could have just avoided those three little punches he gave me because he only hit me with three punches.
Yeah. Did you watch his last fight?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it.
Did you think that was too early of a stoppage?
In my opinion, the guy went down. He went down and he turned his
Yeah.
face. He kind of eggshelled. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You want to continue the fight. You got to be. He didn't do that to me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you got to be your head up. You can't eggshell.
Yeah, you at least got to show you're defending yourself some way, right? When you just standing there and letting the dude throw punches, the ref probably gonna call it every time, right?
Of course, especially, what I'm saying, that's that a right wing. I think it was a right that went through and caught the guy in the chin and he went down. So and it happens to fighters, you know what I'm saying? It happens, you get up, you don't think you got knocked down and
I saw you did an interview. I don't know if you still willing to talk about this. You had an incident with Bloss and his team. I seen the video footage, and it definitely seemed like some cowardly moves on their part when you got all these guys trying to roll up on one guy. And I heard, like, I don't know, I heard rumors like they try to say you threatened them or something.
listen, whatever happened, man. I can't really pinpoint exactly what happened because as you can see in the camera, I'm confused
Uh huh.
as everybody is. So, but just it's just
Yeah.
things that happen in between men, mid fighters. It shouldn't have happened. It shouldn't have happened at all. But things that happen in the heat of the moment, and you know, it shit happens. You know what I'm saying?
That hasn't affected you from fighting at Hollywood, that Hard Rock Cafe, has it?
Well, I mean, we both got sidelined for that incident. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Blas got sidelined, I got sidelined. And that's one of the reasons why I had shoulder surgery because I got cold shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't train for a while. I didn't do anything. The whole situation kind of put me down, and you know, it is what it is, man. Like I said, it backtracked me. Um, you know, but it is what it is. We got to stay firm, stay professional, stay positive, and just keep going. This is part of the game.
I mean, is that gonna make it harder for you to get? So you're gonna have to get most of your fights outside of Florida, probably, right?
Um, we'll see. We'll see. I really
Yeah.
can't speak too much on that. If they want to fly me out, I'm ready. I'll be ready.
Yeah.
And if they want to keep me here, which I move my people here, they know I make the company money. So if they want to keep me here, then I'll be ready here.
Yeah, the only reason I ask about that because when I interviewed Reaver, he brought it up that Bloss might have been kicked out from the Hard Rock, and that might have been part of the reason why he left the company and stuff like that, and other things. So I was sitting there thinking, like, well, if he got kicked out, it might have had some effect on you as well.
Yeah, like I said, it's side. It definitely side. I'm not the champ. I wasn't the champ.
Yeah,
I don't have six undefeated fights.
yeah,
They sidelined me. Yeah, I got benched. And like I said, it's fight politics. Fight
yeah,
politics, and all I can say is that we moved on from that situation. Everything has been cleared out. And we'll both get back to fighting. He's back to fighting, and I'll get back to me.
yeah, yep. Because he done moved on, and you got to still do you.
Yes,
So
sir.
I noticed like a lot of MMA fans, or UFC fans, or boxing fans seem to like shit on BKFC and bare knuckle and things of that nature. What do you think is that they misunderstand about this sport?
Man, it's a new sport, man. You're always gonna, no matter what
Get
you
the
do,
hate?
if you do, Yeah, if you do good, they're gonna hate you. If you do bad, they're gonna hate you. And if you don't do nothing, they're gonna hate you. You know, everybody's yeah, you're always gonna have some type of hate, but you can't really focus on that hate, right? You gotta focus on the people that give you attention, the love, and the support, right?
Yeah.
So again, I don't really focus on the haters because whatever you do in life, especially entertainment and fighting and all this type of world, you're gonna get hate on. You're gonna get shit on.
Let me ask you about this tournament they got, this $25 million tournament. What's your opinion of that?
It's a lot of money.
A
It's a
lot
lot
of
of
it is a
money.
lot of money, right?
That's a lot of money, lot of dough. You know,
And a lot of people are gonna be whacking up that 25. It's not just one person winning 25. It's like, 10 at the top. I think of 5 million, some a million here, some 500,000s there.
it's definitely life changing money. You know,
Yeah,
one of those paychecks can change your life. I can say that. You know, it truly is a fun thing to hear. You know, I want to
yeah,
see it actually form, because I think it's been a year already that they've been saying this, and I would like
yeah.
to see it happen. I think it would be exciting because I think if you put $25 million on the line, how far will guys are willing to go? You know what I mean? This is bare knuckle, and it's almost like they'll kill you, guys. You know, they'll kill you. So it'll be fun to watch.
I mean, like you said, it's been going on for a year. Nobody's ever done nothing like this, right?
As far as
A
like
tournament
sports
like a
wise,
25 million fight tournament.
last time I heard of a tournament was Pride, the Pride days, man. You know, and that
Yeah.
was back in the 2000s. You know, so I haven't heard of any promotion doing any type of tournament.
I mean, are you looking to get into it? Because I think you just meet the weight class, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure you gotta fight your way up. I'm nowhere. You know, I lost my last fight. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not one of those fighters that, oh yeah, I deserve to be on it. No, I don't deserve to be on that tournament. Let's be honest. I don't have the fighting experience that some of the fighters do. You know, some of these fighters have 15, 20 fights in bare knuckle, and they deserve to be
Yeah.
up there. Up there. You know what I'm saying? The champions and the guys who have those fights deserve to be there. I have to climb the ranks first.
You think this tournament also could be like just a way to try to get some of these other fighters from UFC and other things of that nature, some of these bigger name fighters?
Of course, you know, any fighter that hears $25 million is gonna be like, "Yo, what is that?" What?
Sign me
Of
up.
course, yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that's life changing money, man. Again, that's money that you think about and you're like, "Wow, I can go retire with that money," you know. So, and that's all we think about as fighters. We think about our family. We think about money. We think about taking care of our people. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, money runs the world. We need that money.
Yeah, unfortunately it does. Even though I see these videos about people talking about nobody should be working, I mean, somebody got to work.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Somebody got to put in the work because somebody got
Somebody.
to make the money. So you're a weight loss coach as well. How do you find time to balance out like weight loss coach and I got to work on, myself as a fighter? And you still got
Well,
family too as well, right?
yes, I do.
So that's a lot of things to balance.
It is, again, some people have been with me all day, and they have told me, "Damn, Merc, I'd rather get a job," because they see how exhausting it is. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going from here, I'm going there, I'm on the phone, I'm
Yeah.
driving, I'm texting, I'm food and water. It's a lot to intake, but I do it naturally because it comes naturally to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think about it. But somebody that just joins me is like, "Whoa, no, nah." Um, Again, I recruit people first. You know, I recruit people on who wants to change, because I can't coach everybody, right? You
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
coach
yeah, yeah.
especially people that they don't want to change within
We coach.
themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't aim for that demographic. I aim for the people that wanna change themselves. They want to put that effort in it. You know, so once I receive that effort, I see that person that really wants to change. Then I initiate the procedure of like, hey, let's get on a session. You know what I'm saying? I see that you have that spark. You know what I'm saying? If you have that spark, we can turn that spark into a big flame. You know, I got the blueprint, and I can show you how to get there. You know what I'm saying? I literally I wrote the narrative for me, and I have it all in black and white. So that's how I recruit people, and little by little I get a certain amount. I lower it to about 5 a month, 6 a month. You know what I'm saying? Extend to a certain amount of weeks. and take it from there. Sometimes I don't have nobody because I don't have time for myself. I gotta like, okay, eliminate the clients and take time for my kids, my son, my daughter, myself.
Yeah,
Because let's be honest, man, the fight industry or the entertainment industry is not mentally healthy.
you're right about that. And it could be totally exhausted in all these industries. I mean, even actors could work literally 12, 14 hours a day on a set, just
But
sleeping in a freaking
but actors are
little
getting
camp
paid.
bed.
Actors are getting paid millions. You know what I'm
Now they
saying?
are, they are.
Millions, and fighters are not getting nowhere near millions unless you're Gervonta Davis or Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? A big popular name in the boxing world, but you're not getting that paycheck out here. So yeah, actors are getting paid that, but not fighters.
Well, like, I saw something with somebody talking about sports the other day, and they was just talking about like majority of people in sports lose. Like if you look at football, there's only one winner every year. There's basketball, one winner. I mean, with fight, it's an individual thing, man. I mean, how tough can it be though when like guys start racking up losses?
It's rough. That's why you really got to take your professional career very serious. You can't just go in there thinking it's an amateur thing because that record's gonna be with you for forever. So I think that's why you have your amateur. That's why I think the amateur fighters that have over 300, 400 fights, right?
Mhm.
And come in professionally, I think those are the ones that succeed the most.
Mhm.
Because they've gone through that experience 400, 300, 200 times. You know what I mean? And some guys are just starting to fight, professionally bare knuckle. They have two fights. It's like, oh, I'm a champion. Oh, calm down. There's levels to this. There's a lot of levels. So when you face somebody that can box or somebody can fight, they're gonna rip you apart. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say there's different levels to this game.
Something I think I realized lately, man, and it's probably something that's been going on in the fight game forever, but it seems like some guys are just really paid to lose. Is there truth to that? Like there's some guys that I just feel like they just always get a fight, man, just to fill a
I,
slot
I, I
and
can't
be somebody
I
that they
can't
could beat up on.
look, this game is very, very weird, man. This game is weird. I
Yeah.
can't down anybody that gets in that ring because anybody that gets in that ring is risking their life for people's
Okay.
entertainment. You know what I mean? So I respect each and every one fighter. You know what I'm saying? Win or lose, I can't call nobody a bum like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad myself for
Okay.
saying that. Um, but there's guys that shouldn't be fighting. There's just guys that shouldn't
No,
be in
that's
the
what I'm
ring.
saying. There's some guys that just shouldn't be fighting. It's like they're there
Yeah,
to
just
say, pro bare knuckle fighter on their bio, and that's it.
Yeah, it's almost like a brainwashing type thing where a big company comes in and sells you the big white American dream, and what I'm saying, you have all these guys that never had the opportunity for MMA or didn't, what I'm saying, the second chance guys. That's what I'm trying to say,
Yeah.
and they get the chance to fight for a pocket change, and they get end up hurting, and the thing is, they get used to losing. You know what I'm saying? And then you start racking up all these losses, and then you just become a journeyman. And then promotions will just use you up as a body bag, you know? Just punching bag everywhere. Let's just be honest.
Now, do you ever incorporate any kind of unconventional training methods into your training routine?
Well, I've learned one thing from being a fighter, man. Keep the training very, very private, especially with the coaches I have now.
Okay.
I don't even post videos of me training. I post little jump rope videos and running videos, and but that's not me
Yeah,
training
I've
my
never noticed
real.
that.
Yeah, I don't post no me hitting the mitts,
Yeah.
nothing. We keep that private, but let's just say we're working a lot of the fundamentals of
Mhm.
what wins the fights, because again, my cardio was great. My last fight, I wasn't huffing and puffing, so I'm sharp on my conditioning. Now all let's do is just tune up the bare knuckle techniques and hit that full throttle.
Well, you said like you keep the training private, so you think when guys like constantly promote the content of them training, you think that's like could be a bad move sometimes?
I mean, it all depends on the fighter. You know what I'm saying? It all
Yeah.
depends on the fighter if they're comfortable. If they're comfortable
Hmm.
releasing that footage, then there's fighters that don't have a problem releasing the footage of some training or them releasing every timeline of their schedule of the training. But I just don't like people knowing when I go to train. I just don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
like to keep that to myself and my coaches and keep it like a game plan. It's like the NFL, right? The NFL is not gonna go through their playbook with everybody, but it goes to their quarterback. You know what I'm saying? To
Yeah.
their teammates. And that's how I keep it.
And they definitely, when they do the joint practices, they're definitely leaving a lot of plays out.
Of course. It's just run the basic plays.
And that's another thing I noticed. Sometimes guys end up like sparring and training with guys that they end up fighting, so they can kind of, I guess, know your weaknesses and strengths a little better.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I don't come from that experience of sparring the guys that I fight. But that's crazy. You spar somebody and you fight them. You know how they fight. You know how they come out.
Have you heard anything about last night's event?
I heard they got a crazy storm.
Yeah, I heard it was a crazy thunderstorm, and I think they weren't
Yeah,
able to stream on the zone as well. People were wondering where the live stream was. I seen videos. It definitely, the storm got crazy with the wind was just blowing super hard.
I think if I'm not mistaken, they knocked down some stuff in the rain and stuff like
Oh
that. So
man.
so I hope everybody's
Was
safe. And
that towards the end or like in the middle of the event? Do you know?
I have no idea. I really have no idea. All I know is that Russian girl,
Okay.
uh, Russian girl, she was supposed to win, and I was rooting for her. No, it was Nadia Miljanovic. I can't pronounce the name, but Miljanovic. I can't say
Uh huh.
Nada. N-E-A
I butcher
N-A-D-A.
so many fighters' names.
Hey, just
I
put
be butchering fighters'
NADA. It
names
should
all the
come up.
time, yo.
Hey, it is what
She
it
was on
is,
the
man.
last event.
Huh?
You said she was on the last event.
Yeah, the one from last night.
Let me pull it up real quick because that was in Montenegro.
Yeah, she
What
fought the
was her
German. She
name?
fought the German girl.
Naja Mulaj.
Yeah,
Man, I'm not even gonna say it.
you see it? You see what I mean? It's
Yeah,
love.
I'm not even gonna say it.
It's Miljanjevic.
Slavic people don't make their names easy at all, yo.
Mm, I can't even talk like that.
Oh man. So damn. So I mean, how anxious are you to get back out there? I mean, you say you gotta wait a little while, like almost a year, probably.
Yeah, I mean, with the total time, of the recovery and getting the cap through, yeah, it's gonna take about a full year. Let's just be honest. But I have to be patient. I have to be
Okay.
patient, and if I'm not patient, then this is gonna teach me patience, right? But I have to
Yeah.
be patient. Again, I have to keep on being humble, being quiet, keep training, and just keep forward. Just keep going forward. But yeah,
So go ahead.
I am actually get back in there though. I'm actually every time I see the fights, man. I see these fights. I'm like, damn. I really can't explain that adrenaline feel, but it really is that ultimate survival feeling where you don't think nothing of nothing, man. You have your 3 minutes, your 2 minutes, 5 rounds, and you don't think about nothing but surviving. You don't think about your bills, you don't think about your kids, you don't think about your wife, your girlfriend, nothing. You're in there and you're zoned out.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I mean, and it. So you're gonna have like almost a whole 2 year stint of not fighting, right?
Yes, sir.
That sucks.
But it ain't nothing new to me, man. Before I got
Yeah.
into BKFC, I had a 10-year stint. My
Yeah.
last fight was 2011. You know what I'm saying? So I'm used to this. You know what I'm saying? And then if nobody knows my story, then they're gonna know it again. They're gonna see how I come up again from nothing. You know what I mean? And I like these challenges. You know what I'm saying? I thrive in these challenges, man. You know what I'm saying? Some people will break. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I like these moments.
Well, I mean, these moments. basically signify your whole journey, though, right? I mean, you just had an interesting journey, and for a guy like me, man, that I'm definitely getting out of shape, right? What's the first step of really getting in shape? Is it more of first I need to watch what I eat and then work in an exercise routine, or is it the opposite?
Go outside and walk for an hour and a half. I might seem like a lot. Okay, let's walk for 50 minutes. Let's
Okay,
take away see let's take away 10 minutes so it can seem a little easier. And then you tell me what you got to change.
okay,
You're gonna be like, damn, I gotta stop smoking. I gotta stop drinking. I gotta stop eating this shit. I gotta stop eating this shit. You yourself are gonna tell me all this bad shit that you're gonna stop yourself to get better at that walk,
yeah.
and we start from there.
Now I usually walk every day, but I broke my femur back in the day, so I got this metal rod in my leg, which basically makes it where I can't walk as far as I used to. But
Okay,
I'm
well you
still
walk where
able
you
to
can.
Yeah, I'm still able to walk, and I get out there in the hot blazing sun sometimes and walk.
You
But
have to know your body. You have to know your limit. So you have to like, okay, you have a metal rod in the femur. Okay, well now you're gonna reach your body's limit, and then you be like, okay, now I know how far I can walk, how
okay,
much I can strain. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's how much you can do, and that's okay. You do that, and you start building. You start adding. You add this mile to this mile. You're like, oh, I did 10 miles in a week. You know what I'm saying? And you start adding 10 miles in a month. You're like, that I did 40 miles in a month. You know what I'm saying? So you start adding little steps, little walks, little moments, man. You just don't start off by running a marathon.
yeah. So I mean, but so walking is really like the first step, which is like I think the step that most people don't take.
No, man, people don't even know how to walk. People don't know how to breathe. You know what I'm saying? If people were to learn how to breathe during a stressful situation,
Yeah,
then there will be a lot less crimes. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. A lot less road rage, a lot less violence because people react on emotions. People react on that
yeah,
that first breathe, that first breath. And if people learn how to box breath, man, and they would invest in themselves and see how it would change the chemicals in your brain, how to respond, to react different, to answer different. It's just a game changer, man, to me.
and I agree. You said like everybody is thinking of emotions even more nowadays, and it seems like fighters do are disciplined to deal with the emotions more. I want to ask you too, bringing that up. Like, there's something that Raja Jackson situation. You saw that?
Yeah, man.
What's your
I
opinion on that as a fighter, man? I just really like to know.
listen. Were there to be a scripted out,
Wrestling match?
wrestling
Yeah.
match, or it be a fight. When you knock somebody out and you know them, you have them unconscious, and you keep on raining shots like that,
Mhm.
you're not creating a scenario where you're killing the guy. You know what I'm saying? You're landing the guy next to you. So now it goes on beyond a crime.
Yeah.
It's almost a murder attempt. So I believe that some consequences shall happen. And again, he reacted off emotions because he streamed it, and all the evidence is recorded. So everything that he
Yeah.
said that he was gonna do is recorded. Definitely a kid that has emotion problems, man. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know how to hold his emotions. And we were just talking about that.
Yeah, because people try to justify it, say, well, the other guy started, hit him with a can, which is technically part of wrestling and stuff like that. But that doesn't, I
Listen,
mean, like you said, once he's knocked out, that should be it. He's done.
yeah, yeah. Again, you're just creating a scenario where you're kidding the person now.
Yeah.
Now you're not mentally there. That's part where mental illness comes in. It's
Yeah.
like you need some help, man. You can need some help.
Yeah, I actually see some people was like even in the fight world that was taking slack because they were trying to justify it. But a lot of fighters I see was like, "Yo, I ain't got nothing on this one. I can't let."
Listen, man, it's nothing between about beefs or none of that. Then they were all human, man. You shoot
Yeah,
me, I die just like you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I have a beating heart just like you. We got blood and veins and bones. So at the end of the day, we're human, and if we're fighters, yeah, I know we got to fight and shed each other's blood. I understand that. But then we there's a connection. You know what I'm saying? There's reinforcement of knowing, okay, hey, we have a job, we had a job to do, we did it, we you know what I'm saying, we hug it out, we could applaud each other, but that whole thing, man, it's crazy, man, it's crazy.
You think this stop him from making the UFC?
Was he supposed to be in the UFC?
I mean, I guess he was trying to push for it, but
I don't know. This killed all, especially Dana White. I'm pretty sure he don't want to deal with that case.
yeah.
You know, and Dana White is very, very sincere on that.
Yeah, what's crazy is I don't know if you've seen, like, they're giving his dad some slack too, because they say he kind of antagonized it, talking about you hugging that guys in tights, and like he was calling them gay and soft and stuff like that. And
Who was calling who gay?
Rampage was called his son, like talking about what are you doing hugging guys in tights, and trying to make it seem like he was gay and shit like that, and
I
like
mean,
he should he should
Rampage.
react to it, it's like he should do something.
I mean, Rampage is always known to be that guy to be a little cold hearted, but it's his son. At the end of the day, his son. He
Yeah,
said that he
yeah,
wants his son. But that's a tough situation, man. Again, I haven't heard nothing else from it. I
yeah,
know that the guy's in ICU. He's in
yeah.
like intensive care unit, and I haven't heard nothing of it.
Yeah, I don't know if they're even gonna bring up charges though, because it's about to be going on a week, I think.
I didn't even know where it happened. I thought it happened overseas, like in Thailand or something like that.
Did
Like he
it?
told me
I
it was
don't
here.
know. I don't know. I know it was at an amateur wrestling event.
Yeah. No, he told me it was in the States. I thought
And
it was in
those
Thailand somewhere.
wrestling used to have barbed wire matches back in the days, man. I mean, I
I
can.
don't know. I didn't even know what happened there, man. Again, I just saw him get slammed, and from the slam, he was already gone,
He was already
and
knocked out right then, right?
and
Yeah.
he was landing blows, man. I'm like, oh, like that's rough, man. You know, you can't fix the brain to get smashed like that.
You can't defend yourself when you literally knocked the hell out.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we're getting in some crazy times right now. Like some of these things that people try to justify are just like heinous acts, man.
That's why I believe, our fighters should respect, when it comes to the integrity of a man. You know what I'm saying? Don't when it comes to fighting, man, yeah, I know it sells the ticket, it sells the fight. I understand that, but there's certain lines you don't cross, man. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? You just don't disrespect certain things, certain areas, certain integrities. I think that's a dirty cheat. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you do that, you're a cheater. You're a dirty fighter. You're nasty. And you deserve the worst. That's what I think.
And I've never seen you really have like any issues with fighters at weigh-ins or anything like that. Typically, I mean, so like the blast was like the first time, right?
Yeah, man, I'm always in the locker room,
Yeah,
man. Everybody knows me. I try to
yeah.
help everybody out. I try to, be cool with everybody, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I rub people the wrong way. And, you know what I'm saying? You like me or you don't. I've learned to if you don't like me, get out my way. If you like me, just rock with me. That is what it is, man.
And I mean, I would argue even some of the guys that try to make it more personal or girls, it's really part of them is just trying to sell it.
Yeah, everybody's a character. Everybody's a character.
Yeah,
They got a mask on. Nobody's real anymore. You know what I'm saying? The real ones are very few. And I would say that it's the last generation left. You know what I'm saying? I would say now you have this whole generation of crybabies, people that constantly want the spotlight. If you got fighters that don't shut up, man. Like it's annoying. It's annoying, and sometimes I call it the bum league. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't see that shit
what
in boxing.
you said, the
Sometimes I
bum
call it the
knee?
bum league. Yeah, sometimes I call it the bum
Uh,
league, man. Because I'm like, yo, what is this, man? Why you got all these fighters acting like this? You know what I'm saying? Where's the integrity? Where's the honor? That what I'm saying? That doesn't fly in a warrior. You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of warrior ways that is not warriors. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it like that.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I like the guys who just don't really talk shit and just go in there and handle business, man. Like a cat like Edgar Plaziola or something, that just
But then here,
nice
you
guy
could
that just
talk
handles
shit.
business.
You could talk shit, but you gotta have a certain level to it. You know,
Yeah,
if you're undefeated, you're 8-0, 9-0. You could talk some shit. You could call out some
yeah.
people. You know what I'm saying? But if you just starting off and you got 1 and 2 like me, you can't. You gotta stay quiet. You gotta stay humble. You gotta rack up some wins. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to earn that right to be able to talk some shit. You know, you just can't just call out people and talk shit. You know, you gotta earn it.
Like Kai Stewart, I would say. I remember like Kai didn't talk as much shit, and then the more he wins, he just gets cockier and cockier every win.
But hey, but the kid
He
fights.
still
The
can't
kid
be
fights,
beat.
man.
Yeah,
He leaves guys stunned every time he
yeah.
fights. He's bah, 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 bah. I'm like, God damn. No wonders they can't fight him because he doesn't stop moving. And
Yeah, his cardio is crazy,
everybody. What does everybody do? Everybody does pad work and they stay still. This kid is moving the circles around you.
Steadily going
You
at you
know,
the whole time. I've
and
never
and the
seen a
kid is
fight
training
where
in the
nobody's
garage.
got him backing up.
Kai is training in a garage, in his
The
basement. You know what I'm
garage.
saying? You know what I'm saying? You got some of these guys paying
Yeah.
$500 for a boxing coach. So I shout out to Kai Stewart, man.
Yeah. And they still get knocked out, huh?
They still getting roped up, man. And again, if it's for you, it's for you. And if it's not, it's not.
I mean, so like, are most of the bare knuckle fighting coaches, are they originally all boxing coaches?
I mean, yeah. Originally, the fighting game it's boxing, it's
Boxing
MMA,
originally, yeah. And
it's a
then it was
kickboxing.
MMA, yeah.
You have a group of guys, learning from a kickboxing coach. You have a group of guys learning from an Olympic coach. You have a couple of guys learning from a guy that just knows how to run his mouth. So there's all different aspects of the game. It's like, yeah, it's true. There's all different aspects of the game, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
Man, so you say you still part of BKFC, that's good.
Yeah.
Because the competition, I'll be honest, you go over the competition, it is not as exciting, man. It's not.
Again,
Not the shit on
the,
BKB, but I tried to give it a watch, and it's
the three
something
fights,
about it.
the 3 fights that I've had in BKFC, I've been given the ultimate, experience. It truly is, um, it's something different when you walk into to see those lights and the way they present the shows. The way they carry on the shows is really, really UFC like. Let's just
Yeah,
be honest.
yeah.
But I feel like there's other competitors that can reach there. I'm just
Okay.
being honest because I'm always honest. But for right now, the as a presentation wise, BKSC has it. Yeah,
Yeah.
BKSC has it.
Has the competition ever tried to poach you at all?
I can't talk about that, man.
Okay. Because I mean, I'm pretty sure you friends with a lot of BKB fighters as well.
No, yeah, no, my brother's Roberto Duran. You know what I'm saying? So just know that I'm cool with everybody, man. I don't got beef with nobody.
Appreciate
I
you
don't I
setting
don't
that
burn no
interview up.
bridges. Yeah, you're
Appreciate you
welcome,
setting the
man.
interview up. Definitely.
You're welcome, bro. Again, I don't burn no bridges. I keep my options open. I am Murk. I am my own image. I am my own brand. And wherever I go, I'll sell. Wherever I go, I'll make my move, and wherever I go, I make my wave.
Now, do you still fight both two weight classes, or are you just looking to fight one?
I was planning on dropping down to 175. I really was. Just because I feel like I have a little bit more of an advantage there. I have a bigger frame there. And guys are a little bit smaller at 175 than 185. It's a big jump. For some reason, that 10-pound difference is a big, big stocking jump. So I was just thinking about going to 175. But I can do two weight classes.
So that's middleweight, right?
Light heavyweight and middleweight, yes.
Middleweight. Boy, light. So you were fighting light heavyweight at one time too.
I fought heavyweight, I fought light
That's
heavyweight,
a
and I fought,
ooh,
I
that's a tough
fought
weight class, yo.
it's scary. It's a scary weight class, man. And then when you just start going down lower, it's just guys are faster, stronger,
Yeah,
they're more athletic, you know what I'm saying? They're more of a because there's some guys in the heavyweight division that are fat, and but
yeah,
there's some guys
yeah,
that they're athletic. There's guys that are fucking
yeah.
freak of nature, so that's just rough.
But some of those fat dudes are some of the hardest hitting guys too, though.
Yeah, yeah. Look, man, big example. Big country Roy Nelson. You know what I'm saying? I just saw a fight of his last night, and he had the big old beer belly, the big old gut, man. That boy was whackada, whackada. He was laying out shots, man. I'm like, wow, bro. I forgot how this guy would knock out people, and he moved the way he moves, and then when he takes it down to the floor, he's a black
Yeah,
belt in jiu-jitsu. This guy moved like a ninja. I'm like, wow, and he had a big beer gut. That's crazy.
yeah. Because I mean, like even a cat like Ben Rothwell, man, that's a big
That's a
dude,
big
yo.
boy. That's a big
That's
boy.
a
That's a
big
big boy.
dude.
But I'm telling you right now, though, I think Sambo will eat him up. I'm telling you right now.
El Sambo.
I'm, yeah, El
I'm
Sambo will
interested.
eat that boy up.
I'm glad you said that. I don't see nobody beating Perdomo, dude.
Nah, nobody. No, I know him personally. All right.
Yeah,
Let's just say I know what's in the guy's brain. They
yeah,
can't beat the guy. They can't beat him. The way he comes out, the way he is, his mentality. You got to kill that guy.
yeah. Because I mean, I know they about to do the him versus Adams too, but it's like it's probably gonna end the same way, dude. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how long can he outlast the round. How long can he last? It all comes to that. All right.
Yeah,
How long can Adams last the second time? Can he? Because the first time he kind of he did a jab. He kind of hit him. He got
yeah,
caught with a shot. So let's just say he knows how Sambo's gonna come out, right? And let's say he lasts longer than a minute. I say that's a win for him.
yeah, yeah. Basically,
If you can break that streak, man, you're a winner, even though you lost. You know?
yeah. Because there was that dude that Perdomo fought before, that big ass black dude from like France or something that tried
World
to.
champion, WBA world champion, former champion.
It was
All
over
right,
like that.
experience.
Yeah,
This guy was an experienced fighter, champion fighter, and he made him look like a bird, like literally a bird. I was like, wow. Again, I don't see nobody in the heavyweight division that can compete with Sambo. They can't last with him. That's the thing. They can't.
yeah,
They can fight with him, but they probably can't last the whole
yeah.
full 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough getting out any round with him, and same thing when I think he fights Rothwell. I don't think it goes past the round.
Again, Rotho's a big dude, big, strong, fat dude. He's like a big old baby, you know what I mean? Um, but I think Sambo will rip the body, and when he covers the body, Sambo will rip his head off. That's the game plan to everybody, and it just worked.
And they've been trying to hold Perdomo back for a while. They've been trying to preserve him, and I mean, I know part of it is probably nobody wants to fight this guy.
Well, I mean, they also, they want to make him the main attraction. They want to make him the big
Yeah,
thing, you know what I'm saying? So the more fights he has, the more highlights he has, the more and let me tell you, man, he's already blown up, man. He's Instagram famous, he's TikTok famous, man. And he has the Spanish community behind him in Miami, South Florida. Everybody's talking about him. He's what everybody talks about. So he has them, and he's doing good, man. I'm telling you right now.
and there's a lot of Cuban guys in BKFC. I mean, at one point I thought they was literally about to take over the BKFC.
It's a community that again they're bandwagoners. They're bandwagoners, but if you're on top and they're gonna ride the wave with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No matter who you are, no matter if you're the villain, if you're the hero, if you're on top, they're gonna ride with you. And if you're eating shit, they're gonna throw you shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a love-hate community. So, but either way, it's a big community. It's a powerful community, and the word spreads fast. The word just one ear and 500 million the other.
damn, that's crazy. So, is that any fights coming up this year that you might be interested in as well too? Like, what's your take on the Mike Perry and Jeremy Stevens?
Um, I think they should have gave Mike Perry to Mandel. I think
I'm
Mandel should have
out.
had Mike Perry. I
I
I,
love
I
Mendel,
personally
man, but I
I
think
love I like Mandel. I like Mandel. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a great fighter. He really has his techniques with the boxing. I think Mike Perry should have gotten that fight, but I feel like he's ducking it. Let's be honest. Because if Mike Perry wanted Mandel, he could have had Mandel. Mike
I
Perry
mean,
has
yeah,
the
no, if
best
he
fighters in
wanted
him.
it, you're right. If Mike Perry wanted to go to the company and say, "I want to fight Mundell," the problem is it doesn't work the other way around. Like Mundell
No,
wants Perry so bad, but they don't. It's like
yeah,
they try to
yeah.
preserve Perry, in my sense.
Well, listen, Mike Perry is part owner of the company.
Yep, and he's
Mike Perry,
considered the face.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. He's done the first couple of fights in BKFC, and he was the first what big name in BKFC, was it?
I guess so. I mean,
I don't even remember, but
he's a money maker. He's a ticket seller.
yeah. So he definitely flips pay-per-views, and that's what they like, you know. And I guess any company will take care of that, you know. That's their money, their income, their revenue.
If I was Dave, though, I would just not even worry about the Perry fight because you're not getting a lot of fights. If you're just worrying about the Perry fight, I just think he should fight like Marcus Edwards next or something, who's
Marcus
3 and
Edwards,
0, 4 and 0.
Marcus Edwards would be a good competition for Mundell. Mundell takes him, I believe, you know, but that would be a good fight. That'll be a 5 rounder, I would think, because
Yeah, I
Edwards is
think so. But
explosive.
yeah,
You know, he's explosive, and Mundell just knows how to keep his calm. You know, Mundell will take you to 5 rounds, or he could knock you out. So it'll be an exciting fight for Marcus Edwards and Mundell.
I mean, there's not much left for Mundell unless he fights Edwards. I mean, because you're not going to get the Perry fight.
That bad boy cleaned house. Mundell
Yeah, it's
cleaned
not nothing
house.
left. He might as well
Ooh,
just
that
try to
boy.
move up to another weight or something, man, to try to make
That
it
boy cleaned.
interesting.
All respects to Mundell, man. Hopefully, I can climb the ladder and face Mundell one day. It would be an honor to face
Yeah,
him.
because you in his weight class. Yeah.
Yeah, of course, it would be an honor to fight Mundell. But I gotta climb my ranks first, and I'll be able to get that call out. But he's a hell of a fighter, man. He just clean house. There's nobody else to fight
Yeah. Yeah, he might
except
as
you
well just
guys.
yeah.
Yeah, there's just nobody else. Or he's gonna keep fighting the same guys he already beat.
Yeah. And that gets old after a while, right? It
Hmm.
doesn't become a challenge. I mean, you still at some point you got to still challenge yourself, right? After you just go through everybody.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I believe so. I haven't gotten there yet, but I would
Yeah.
believe so. I would believe so.
Well, man, before we let you go, any shout outs you want to do?
Um, Shout out to myself for not giving up, man. How about that? You know what I'm saying? I never turned my back on myself. I never turned myself down. I never gave up myself. And shout out to everybody who did. You know, shout out to everybody who did. You know, I'm coming back. No matter what you guys say. You know, and when you see me up there in the ring, eat your words.
You got doubters calling you like saying you ain't gonna come back or something?
And there's a lot of wah, 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 wah. A lot of barking, but no biting. You know what I'm saying? And they can't deny what I did. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to do what I did and they can't. So I'm here to create some hell. So it is what it is. But I'm quietly gonna
You
get
think
there.
you think part of like guys always calling guys out is because they just need attention?
Of course, man. These guys are all, you know. Listen, I can't speak for them,
I be hearing
but
guys call out some of the craziest fights. Like, yeah, I'm trying to fight this guy, and act like, dude, you fought one fight, man. Slow down, man. Pump the brakes,
yeah,
dude. You already tried to call out the
yeah.
champ. You fought one fight.
Again, my favorite fighters are like Bivol and Canelo and fighters that have that profile, have that background, have that
Yeah,
resume. So I always think that there's levels and you got to build it up. You can't just have 2 fights and be a champion. You know,
yeah.
you can't just have 3 fights, 4 fights, and call yourself the champion of the world. Because you know how many people are in the world for you to be a champion. So again, um, I'm climbing the ranks, you know, and then I'm building my experience, and hopefully one day I can be that.
Before you go, who you got in the Canelo versus Terrence Crawford?
Canelo all day, baby, all
Okay.
day. It's gonna be a 12-hour war, but Canelo's too strong. He's too confident, and it's in his DNA. That Mexican boxing is his
Yeah.
DNA.
I seen some highlights where he was punching the pads, yo. That shit sounded loud as hell, yo.
He's getting
He
ready.
looked
He's
like he
he's
would hit
he's been
hard as
ready.
hell.
He's been ready. He's been ready. He has that
Yeah.
fight. That's why he got it. That's why he wants it.
Well, I appreciate you, man. Anytime you want to come back on, please do. I'll probably reach out anyways. Just try to keep your name out there, man. Fresh in the world, man. I know you got a
I pre-
long
I
journey,
appreciate
man,
you,
but
man. And just know that when I fight though, it's like a lot of like Shark Week. You know what I'm saying? The whole world's gonna be like, oh man, Murk's
yeah,
fighting. Because they haven't heard my name in a while. So when I do get back to fighting, man, again, I have more fans now than what I did before. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I have a lot more. I
You
have more people
always been
backing
one
me
of
up
my
than I did
favorites,
before.
dude. Cause you were like one of the first people we interviewed when I was producing Circle of Kings with Big Face.
Mm.
So
I remember
and
that. I remember that. I was
yeah,
doing Christmas times.
yeah, yeah,
I remember that shit, man. Listen, look, I say, man, I'm always gonna be for my people. Never above, never below, but always right here for my people, man. I fight for the people, and because the people have power. The people need to realize if they unite, we have so much fucking power that
yeah.
it makes people tremble. So that's what I do. Every time I step into that ring, I want people to see the guy fighting for his freedom, fighting for everybody's freedom, and that's something that wins the heart.
And they totally got us divided right now.
It's sad.
Country is totally divided.
Sad. It's sad. It's sad because you go anywhere else and you don't see that. You see people. You don't see colors. You don't see religions or none of that. Everybody's working together. And that's only here in the States. That's here.
Yeah,
And they want
I
you. They
live
want you separated.
I lived in Panama for like a few years, and thank God I did, man. It just love the culture. It just gives you a different perspective on life,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It was not like you said. It was none of that racism. No, nobody looking at colors or nothing like that. It was, beautiful place to be honest with you. Panama is.
Sometimes you want to think like, damn, is this life worth it? Is everything that we work hard here in the States worth this stress? Because let's be honest, man, stress kills. Stress fucking kills. And people live stressed out here in the States. They live so stressed out that they don't realize that they're stressed out. And then sometimes you realize, like, damn, people in other countries, they don't have it like that. So
Yeah,
it is
when
what it is, man.
when I was younger, I was working at McDonald's Myrtle Beach when I was like 18 years old, right? And we would work like 7 days a week, crazy hours. Sometimes we get out the store at like 2:30, 3:30 in the morning, gotta be back at 5:30 to open the store at 6:30. And I didn't know the whole time I would have this problem in the mornings, and it was my body was so stressed out. I was just working myself to death. It was anxiety, man. Like every morning I was having these anxiety attacks where my body just couldn't take it because I was just going hardly eating, drinking, just constant working nonstop, man. So you're right. Stress can kill you, man. And now
Yeah,
I
you don't
just choose
really.
not to stress at all because stress is a choice. You choose to stress.
Yeah, yeah. But I also believe if you want the bag, you know what I'm saying. If you want the bag,
Might some
because
stress might come along. Yeah.
you can easily live life not chasing the bag and live real shitty, right? Or you can work for the
Yeah.
bag and learn how to work under stress, and try to maintain the stress because we can't live stress free either, man. You know what I'm saying? There's stress everywhere we look, every corner, every problem is
Nah,
stress.
nah. I mean, you're gonna stress
So,
something eventually.
but it's managing it. If you can manage it, it could break you, and if you manage it right, it can
Yeah.
elevate you.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you, man. You know me, I'm always liking and commenting your stuff as always, and I'm gonna stay in touch with you, man. KFC, man.
Always. Thank you for the support, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on. It's
Yep.
always gonna be Murk season.
Yep.
Again, they can't delete what I did. It's already done. So I'm already happy. I'm already a champion in my heart. I'm already a winner. I don't need anything else. Everything else is an addition, a bonus. So thank you for having me on, man. And it's a pleasure always.
All right, take it easy, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Let's
All
get
right,
it.
peace. Mark Caesar. Well, there you have it. Another episode of Paul Pickett Podcast. Sorry about earlier. We had a little difficulties getting them on the link and whatnot. But definitely interesting interview. A lot said there. Um, Definitely can't wait to see him get back into the ring. I know it sucks being out like a whole year and then got to go a whole nother year because of your shoulder surgery. But that's happened to a lot of athletes before, where they've had an injury that just lingers over the years, and then they finally got to go and get some kind of surgery to get it fixed. But it's part of the game, man. If you want to be an athlete, injuries are part of the game. Guys in football getting injured every single game, carted off the field or hobbling off the field. So that is one of the tough things about being an athlete, is that injuries are part of the business. Recovering from injuries are part of the business, and that's why basketball players get so much guaranteed money, and that's why NFL players want more guaranteed money, because they deal with so many injuries. But yeah, we're gonna be rooting for Markus Murk Suarez, and hopefully he can get back in this ring soon. I know it does suck that he's probably gonna have to do a lot of the fights outside of the states because of what's going on with the Seminole Hard Rock Cafe. But you still got Clearwater, Florida. They do that every now and then. But there's so many events through BKFC. I mean, they're doing 3 to 4 events every month. They're going to multiple countries, multiple states. You still got a lot of states and cities and areas that haven't legalized bare knuckle. They still haven't legalized it in North Carolina. So I still can't wait till they legalize it in North Carolina and bring it here. And you'll probably see like the main event would be somebody like James Get Down Brown fighting somebody who he's actually about to be fighting, if I'm not mistaken, in Italy in the up and coming card soon. But before we go, don't forget the 12th, you got Perdomo versus Adams too, which we talked about. I don't think anybody's gonna beat Perdomo anytime soon. Yes, I do pick sides on this podcast. I do, it's the Common Sense podcast. I'm not gonna say a guy's not gonna win if I don't think a guy's not gonna win. If I think a guy's, overmatched, I'm gonna say I think a guy's overmatched, and I think Perdomo. Anybody goes against Perdomo is undermatched, and he overmatches everybody. He's literally 8-0 right now. I mean, he's only 5'11", but dude is stocky. I mean, he's built kind of like Tyson, man. That's why they call him the Cuban Mike Tyson. All right, and I definitely do want to see the Perry versus Stevens. I'm not gonna lie, I'm rooting for Jeremy Stevens on this one. I'm really not a big Mike Perry fan at all. I'll still interview the guy, and I'll let him know that too. I'm not really a big fan. But I'm definitely interested to see this Christine Faria and Jessica Borga. I think whoever wins that, I mean, Christine Faria has pretty much dominated women's bare knuckle boxing since she's been in there. For her, it's just going to be probably just solidifying everything she's done. And if Jessica Borga wins, I think she'll probably end up being, probably the most dominant or second most dominant woman in bare knuckle fighting, in my opinion. But she still got to win. Christine Faria's 10-1, 11 fights on her belt. I have to go back and watch the highlights of her loss, but I mean, she probably shouldn't have lost that. I know Redneck shouldn't have a loss. She fought, what is this, Peralta chick? I mean, I don't know. Now, Peralta is 3-0, but she hasn't fought BKFC since 2019. Maybe it was, maybe she did legitimately win. I mean, she is 3-0. So, but I just think Christine Faria, she wins. It pretty much just icing on the cake, cherry on the top for her career. Probably won't nobody beat her. She'll probably retire the champ. Who knows? And then for Jessica Borga, it could just, set up, a nice career dominance. Because if she beats Christine Faria like early in the first round, like these other chicks, I don't see nobody beating Borga anytime soon. That's just my opinion. I'm not no expert, but yeah, we about to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody tuning in on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Actually, I think I got to upload to Facebook. The Facebook Live didn't go up right. Don't forget, audio version will go to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much, much more. Shout out to Markus Suarez for taking time out to do the interview. One of the first guys I interviewed when I produced Circle of Kings. But now we strictly the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much, much more. About to wrap it up. Peace, and I'm out.